Hey everybody, KCMO Railfan here. Today I'm going to be doing a product review on the new Walthers Mainline Amtrak Dash 8. This has been a locomotive that I've been waiting for almost a year now, since I've had this thing on pre-order from Midwest Model Railroad. So let's get started on the box. You got the Walthers Mainline logo with the nice window box where you can see the locomotive itself. Wow, ain't she a beauty? Got this side of the box where it just says Walthers Mainline, value and variety for model railroaders, HO scale, and it's a GE-8 32 BWH locomotive, Amtrak Phase 5, number 500. This is the DCC ready version. Let me go ahead and get this thing open for you so we can see what's in the box. Set the camera down. I don't have my tripod anymore since it broke over the weekend, so we're gonna have to do this review by hand, unfortunately. One of the things you get is this instruction manual, which has the that tells you the congratulations on your model, and it has the exploded parts diagram. See, exploded parts diagram. And you do have the options for the standard cab Dash 8 and the wide cab version. Ours is the wide cab version, obviously. And it tells you how to convert to DCC. So here's what the locomotive looks like in the foam tray. You do get the snowplow, which is separate from the model. Let me go ahead and put the camera back down so I can cut open the tape, since the little plastic tray has the tape. There we go. There's the locomotive. Wow, it's stunning, ain't it? And there's the locomotive. And you do get these little like handrail protectors to protect the model. I'm gonna go ahead and get this locomotive unpacked and we'll be back with the review. Alrighty, here's the locomotive out of its box. It is a really nice locomotive. As you can see, the details on it are very basic compared to the Atlas ones. But I'm not picky with my models, so lack of detail don't bother me. As we give this locomotive a quick 360 view before we get started on the review. Like I said, I got this locomotive from Midwest Model Railroad, and I'm happy to have this in my collection. So let's get started on the front, shall we? As you can see, we got the number board, which don't light up, unfortunately, but it is what it is. There are no windshield wipers on the front, but you do have the little indents for you can drill out the holes to put them in if you want to. No sand filler hatches, no grab irons on the front, as this is a budget locomotive, but you do have the Amtrak logo painted, and you do have the headlight that works while the locomotive is going in forward. You do have the cab window on the door for the engineers to get in and out of. That's obviously prototypically correct for Amtrak. No ditch lights on the locomotive, as this is a budget-friendly locomotive, like I said. And plus the original train line tooling never had them anyway. At least the ends of the handrails are painted, so that's something. Obviously, there are no MU cables or hoses on the front of the locomotive, as this is a budget-friendly one. And the snowplow, like I said earlier, isn't applied. But you can put that on yourself if you really want to. The coupler is a Proto Max coupler, which is pretty nice. Here's the conductor side of the locomotive. As you can see, there are no sunshades on here, unlike the Atlas versions. Again, that don't bother me. I'm sure it'll bother some, but it don't bother me. You do have the number, if my camera can focus. Alright, there we go. As you can see, you got the number, which is 500 again. You have the GE logo right here on the bottom, and you do have F for front. The steps aren't see-through, but again, this is a budget locomotive. There's no cab interior, unfortunately, but it is what it is. There is a wire inside for the lighting functions. Obviously, the grills on this side aren't see-through. The Amtrak logo, which is very crisp. That's a foam remnants. You do got the rear grill section, which could use some weathering just to make them look more dirty and grimy. But I'm not going to do that, as I don't really like weathering my stuff all the time. You do got the little brake wheel on the back, which is prototypically correct. Obviously, the trucks have very basic details compared to the Atlas ones, but it is what it is. You got these little tank deals on the side. No idea what they're for. This is the brake. I believe this is where the battery goes. You do got the fuel tank, and there is no little like dot for where the fuel will go through. And the bell would be located somewhere around here. There is your horn, which is pretty nice looking. And of course you got your exhaust stack. Here's the top of the locomotive. Obviously right there is where the PTC antenna array would go if this was a more detailed locomotive. Obviously the walkway on the side don't have the little deals like on little, like, I don't know what they're called on the handrail deals, if anyone knows. On the walkway, excuse me. Obviously the handrails are flimsy, but nowhere as crappy as, say, the Athearn ones. Don't get me started on those. Again, the ends of the handrails are painted, which is nice. Here's the back of the locomotive with the headlight, which turns on when the locomotive's going in reverse. You got the number board with the number 500 again. The Amtrak logo. No grab irons for right here, as this is a budget locomotive again. And no hoses or anything on the back of the locomotive. But you do get your Proto-Max coupler again. Obviously the engineer side of the locomotive is the same story with the same basic detailing. And here's the bottom of the locomotive. And you do have the little like Walthers logo. Sorry if it's upside down, but the Walthers logo is right there. Again, detail is pretty basic, but that don't bother me, as this is a budget locomotive, and it's perfect for the Amtrak mauler that wants a good running locomotive without spending extra money on insane details that are going to get broken off really easily. Overall, I'm glad to finally have this Dash 8 in my collection, and so far I'm the only person who's reviewed the Phase 5 version, as most of the reviews have either been the older Trainline ones or the previous run of the Mainline series, which came out in 2014, I want to say. In this run, you also have BNSF Fake Bonnet, Santa Fe, and War Bonnet, I believe. Let me go ahead and pull it up on my phone just so we can see what all versions of the Dash 8s you get. Hold on. If my phone's being stupid at the moment. I'm looking at Midwest Model Railroad right now, just so we can see what all versions we got. Okay, as you can see, we got BNSF Fake Bonnet in both standard DC and DCC. We got Union Pacific in the standard cab, Southern Pacific standard cab, Santa Fe Blue Bonnet. I might get one of those. I don't know if my friend will. There's a UP one again with, these are the ones without sound. Here's Amtrak California, which is a first time run they've done of these. Amtrak Phase 4, which they did in their final production run in the train line series. And you got Amtrak Pepsi Can, which they did it in the previous run as well. And you got Phase 5, which is the one I got. For Sound and DCC, you got 504 and 501 as options. There's the non-sound California ones again. Same with Phase 4, Pepsi Can. And Phase 5, which you have 505 and 500, which I have. And so yeah, those are all the versions you can get if you want to get the Amtrak California versions or the BNSF, Santa Fe, UP, whatever one you want to get. So yeah, this has been the product review of the new run of Walthers Mainline Dash 8 40B W/32B WHs. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and take care everybody.